keeps a ledger in her hand. Balance the bullshit while I'm leveling my plan. Said I'd never be a man, said I'd never hold a crown. Funny how the same I whisper when I'm rolling through the town. Karma's my best friend, she don't bargain, don't pretend. She don't clap for dirty wins, she just pays you at the end. I was written off and chalked, then it rained, then it bled. Now I autograph the storm, then I sleep in a king-size bed. Grown ups with clipboards judge the holes in my jeans. Said I'd never leave the trailer, never on these dreams. Guidance office, breasted kid, pick a safer lane. Like a parole officer for hope trying to block my vein. I took that verdict frame and hung it over my sink. So every time I wash blood off, I could watch it shrink. I learned the math of hunger, did division with a knife. Subtract the snakes, add patience, multiply the life. I stack beats like bricks, made a furnace out of doubt. Let it cook my broken pieces till the demons ironed out. While they mock my busted boots, I was stitching up a brand. Turned the shed into a studio, a whisper to a band. Report cards said failure, but the street taught curriculum. Turn pressure into diamonds, turn pain into the minimum. You'll accept from any room, any stage, any handshake. Then demand the back and money with a lawyer at the gate. Karma's my best friend, keeps a ledger in her hand. Balance the bullshit while I'm leveling my plan. Said I'd never be a man, said I'd never hold a crown. Funny how the same house whisper when I'm rolling through the town. Karma's my best friend, she don't bargain, don't pretend. She don't clap for dirty wins, she just pays you at the end. I was written off and chalked, then it rained, then it bled. Now I autograph the storm, then I sleep in a king-size bed. 12 years old, 10 grown, shadows circled up. Knuckles like the weather made the alley thunder up. I learned our bones can ring like a broke church bell. How breath turns thin as a copper tail smell. I learned to count in silence while the concrete sang. Memorize the taste of blood, filed the pain in the slang. Didn't beg a single second, just swallowed every hit. Packed a lesson in my spine, told my future remember it. My winter faces drifted like the fog off the creek. Some locked behind fences, some gone, some meek. I didn't toast to their losses, I just tightened my belt. Turned a bruise into a blueprint, wore the truth that I felt. You can punch a hungry kid and think you stopped the climb, but hunger's just a motor when you gear it into time. I quit praying for a rescue, got to working on my stance. Let the hurt become a trainer, taught my hands how to advance. They said sit, I stood. They said quit, I could, but didn't, wouldn't, should. Karma nodded, understood. Karma's my best friend, keeps a ledger in her hand. Balance the bullshit while I'm leveling my plan. Said I'd never be a man, said I'd never hold a crown. Funny how the same house whisper when I'm rolling through the town. Karma's my best friend, she don't bargain, don't pretend. She don't clap for dirty wins, she just pays you at the end. I was written off in chalk, then it rained, then it bled. Now I autograph the storm, then I sleep in a king-size. Gave love like a paycheck, got receipts made of lies. Got drained till my heartbeat sounded flat in my eyes. They dipped with my hoodie, left me empty at dawn. Took playlists and promises, then twisted and gone. Now they post with some dude who treats life like a joke. Filters on a fire that can't handle real smoke. I don't cheer for their struggle, I ain't built for that fight. I just know how karma walks like a marshal at night. I learned boundaries of fences with a gate in the code. If you ain't bringing water, then don't show at my road. I ain't bitter, I'm better, I ain't petty, I'm paid. I ain't chasing no patterns that kept pulling me to grave. You love the version of me that will crash to make you feel tall. I retired that position, now I'm busy with it all. With my craft, with my fam, with the money I invest. With the mornings that ain't nauseous, with a ribcage at rest. No choir in my corner, no angel on the phone, just the whistle of a freight train through a rib of bone. You can hear it in my meter, you can see it in my skin. I put gasoline on failure and I drove it to a win. Been broke, been locked, been a case file thick. Been a barcode wristband and a cell block brick. Seen pills try to flirt like a prom queen grin. Tried to marry me to numb, tried to staple me within. I wrote vows with a razor on the back of a bill. Dear pain, we're divorcing, you can keep what you will. I took rage to the range till it clicked like a clock. Found rhythm in recoil, found calm in the shock. Took a mic to the mud, took the camera to the scars. Made an atlas out of places where I learned to. When the money came quiet, I invested in roots. Bought the rights to my story, bought a farm for my troops. Now the ones who laugh loud got soft with the years. Same mouths that said never got full of their fears. I don't dance on their losses, I just tighten my tie. Shake hands with the morning, lay yesterday died. Karma's my best friend, keeps a ledger in her hand. Balances the bullshit while I'm leveling my plan. Said I'd never be a man, said I'd never hold a crown. Funny how the same mouths whisper when I'm rolling through the town. Karma's my best friend, she don't bargain, don't pretend. She don't don't clap for dirty wins, she just pays you at the end. I was written off in chalk, then it rained, then it bled. Now I autograph a storm, then I sleep in a king-size bed. I keep enemies and photos, not a shrine, not a frame. Just reminders of the lessons with a date and a name. If I see them in the aisles buying cheap hard lies, I ain't passing them a sermon, I just mind my bias. This cold truth is colder when you want it yourself. When you start your own soul to feed someone else. I'm done feeding vampires while I'm bleeding in a ditch. Done calling pain a partner just to scratch a phantom itch. I always pays for forgiveness, but I never sell a farm. I protect my little circle like a trigger on my arm. If you wanted me to drown so you could feel like you could float, you can paddle in your puddle, I'll be steering this boat. Look at me now, not a brag, just a fact. Got a catalog of scars organized by track. Got a son who sees a man that can bend and not break. Sees a blueprint made of backbone and a give and take. We ain't rich off illusions, we ain't drunk off applause. We got contracts that we read, we got self-enforced laws. We got nights on the bike, where the wind scrubs the sin. Where the road writes a poem on the bones and the skin. Where the stars don't judge and the moon don't pretend. Where the throttle says breathe and the past learns to end. Where the kid they call nothing learned to govern his breath. Where the word impossible had to sign for his death. Karma's my best friend, keeps a ledger in her hand. Balances the bullshit while I'm leveling my plan. Said I'd never be a man, said I'd never hold a crown. Funny how the same mouse whisper when I'm rolling through the town. Karma's my best friend, she don't bargain, don't pretend. She don't clap for dirty wins, she just pays you at the end. I was written off in chalk, then it rained, then it bled. Now I autograph a storm, then I sleep in a king-size bed. Write me off again, do it slow, do it clean. Karma's riding shotgun and she's seen what I've seen. No shortcuts, no passes, no counterfeit friends. Pay what you owe, then the story is sent. Then the story is sent. Then the story is sent.